This week, I had a conversation and someone asked me, what do you do? So I took that moment to, evangelize or promote myself. And I told them that I host a career advice podcast. I felt amazing after I said that, but I also felt a little scared after I shared that. And from there, he asked me, so what kind of advice do you give people? And I told them, basically advice based on my experiences, or advice based on the experiences of others, or advice based on something I have read, researched, or, I came across and thought it would be a good topic. So from there, we just continue to have a conversation. But this week on Career Talk with Chelsea, with me, Chelsea, I'm going to talk about career advice and why it's important, who needs it, everybody, and just give you 5 reasons why career advice will save your life, but that's probably a little too dramatic. But actually, it'll add seasoning, sauce, a little zest, a little to your career. So on this episode with Career Talk with Chelsea, again, with who? Say it all together. I want to hear you. I want to feel you. Okay, just joking. Well, no, I'm not really. But with me, Chelsea, we're going to talk about why career advice is needed and necessary, and when you should take it or when you should not. So stay tuned. Okay, everyone, let's get into it. Why is career advice important? Let's think of it like this. It's like having a GPS for your professional journey. Let's think about this. When you go on a road trip, you put in your destination. You will use your GPS. I call my GPS Michelle. Put in an address. Put in maybe a few stops you would like to take on along the way. But you put in a GPS to help you get to where you need to be or where you're going. That is what career advice is. It's like asking someone or having a conversation about where you will want to go in your career. Very few of us actually would make huge decisions without consulting someone. Be it your mom, your dad, your best friend, your sister, your brother, someone. Before you start or before you take a step with any major decision, generally you would have a conversation with someone. I know in the U.S. we are very individualistic, so generally we rely on ourselves. But most successful people, before they make a major step, they will have a conversation with someone. Maybe that conversation is not initially to seek advice. Generally, that conversation could just be a conversation. I'm just catching up, sharing with you what I got going on. You're sharing with me what you got going on. But however, a conversation is had when you make really huge decisions. So that's just like your career or taking advice about your career. If you're going through something is happening, you want to make a change, you want to actually do something different, it is good to have a conversation with someone prior to you making that decision. And let's be honest, no one is an expert in careers. There's not a career expert, although there are people that are listed as career experts. I guess it depends on how or why you're saying that you're an expert. I'm saying that you're an expert because you've done everything right. I doubt if that's anyone's testimony, anyone's journey, because there's ups and downs, pitfalls and downfalls in everything that you do. But considering that there's no one who's an expert in everything, I suggest you retain advice or you get advice from multiple sources. And not just necessarily in your industry. There's some things some people can share with you about their career journey that you can implement in your personal life. So just don't think it is just, I need to talk to I'm currently working in HR, so I only need to talk to people that work in HR. No, I have a background in technology, so I still talk to people and gather advice from people who work in technology. I have 2 mentors now that work in healthcare. Definitely get advice from them. Is it a different industry? Yes, different industry, but advice is advice. Good advice is good advice. And hey, bad advice is bad advice. But advice is advice. People are generally here or can be here to actually help you succeed. So let me give you an example of when I received good advice. A couple of years ago, I was in a networking group, and then from that networking group, I actually met someone that I consider my mentor now. She's in Dallas. That was about 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago. And I consider her my mentor. I have never met her. I talk to her on a regular basis. I can call her. She doesn't always pick up the phone because she's busy, but she will definitely text me back, hey, I'll call you back later. We have talked on the phone for hours. I have lamented to her, but the one piece of career advice she gave me was to know your worth. And you hear that all the time. But I was looking for a job. I was looking to transition into another position, and I was sharing with her jobs. I was sharing with her positions, and she flat out asked me in a non-apologetic tone, why would you take that job? It is not paying you enough. And I'm thinking, hey, I need some more experience, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. All the excuses I gave her, all the rationales or the reasons I gave her. She was emphatic that I should not, with my experience, with the years of work I have, the things that I've done, the way that I carry myself, the way I present myself, she gave me all the reasons why I should not take a job that is under 6 figures. And at the time, I wasn't thinking that I was ready for, okay, financially, yeah, I'm ready for some money. Like, yeah, 6 figures, yeah, sounds great. But she told me in a very non-apologetic way, non-apologetic tones, that I should not ever take a position that was under 6 figures. I don't care if it's, it doesn't matter the title, doesn't matter what I'm doing. It could be unless it's my personal business that I've actually created and I have just not made it to that 6-figure mark yet where I can pay myself. She just shared with me. And that was really critical career advice for me, because at the time, I wouldn't have thought I was, I want to say I wasn't worth 6 figures. But honestly, I didn't think I was, because I was not going for jobs that was offering me 6 figures. I was not going for jobs that would pay me. I was going for jobs that would pay me close to 6 figures, but I was always maybe shy, from actually at 6-figure mark or going over 6 figures. And she told me in very, very, very non-apologetic terms, do not apply for a job. Do not bring her no job that I want to apply for that is not over 6 figures, or not at or over 6 figures. So that was critical career advice for me, because at the time I was like, you sure? For real? But she was like adamant, very adamant. And she would be very like, why would you send me that? Why you text me that? Why you email me that? And I'm thinking, I want to apply for this job. And she'll respond back, no, don't apply for that job. And some of the jobs she told me not to apply for, yeah, I applied. But did I get? No, I did not get. But there was still critical advice for me to hear it from someone else, that I should not apply for a position that was not going to pay me over 6 figures, at or over 6 figures. So that is an example of career advice that I've gotten, that I've actually taken. I remember having a conversation years ago with one of my good friends. Now, we had just met, had just started working together. He was somewhat managing me because I was a contractor and he was a FTE, a full-time employee. And I remember someone had sent him an email asking him a request for something. And we were sitting there talking. He was training me. I was shadowing him. So he just instantly did it. He was like, boom, 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 boom. Maybe like 40 minutes later, we walked through, talked through it, got it done. And I told him, do not send that email yet. I said, set a reminder, send it in the morning. Because it was towards the end of the day, around about 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock. Towards the end of the day, I said, do not do it. Do not send that. Do not send that email now. Send it in the morning. Okay, so he was fast and he sent the email then. And from that, every time someone needed something, he set that expectation that he can do stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry. So from there, I understood that he was setting a precedent where people would not respect his time. So people would send him stuff at the end of the day or last minute because they knew he would get it done. So, and it's to this day, I still bring that up to him. And to this day, he's still doing stuff fast, still sending it in quickly, but he always has a instance where he realized his plate is extremely full, because people rely on him to do things that A, they may not want to do, B, they might not have skills or time to do, but he has set that tone that he can do things quickly and efficiently. This man is amazing at work. I'm going to get him on the podcast, but that's neither here. Well, that is here and there, but I will definitely get him on the podcast. But he's amazing at the things he do. So that's an example of how I gave someone advice, did not take that advice, and it proved to be true that my advice, because after that, people would come to him very quickly. Hey, can you get this done for me? Oh, I know it's last minute. Could you get this done for me? So he started getting things piled on his plate and maybe feeling a little overwhelmed based off a precedent that he took when he probably thought that he was doing a great job by sending this person this information really quickly. So that's just two examples of why I've gotten really great advice that I have heeded to and will heed to for the rest of my existence. And also too, when I've given advice and it was not heeded to, but the effects of that, it was not necessarily a negative effect initially or instantly, but as people piling stuff on your plate constantly, that's not a good thing. That doesn't feel good. So my faithful, adoring listeners, what I want to leave you with is 3 key reasons why career advice matters. It helps you. It's a clarity and direction. It really tells you, it helps you figure out where you are going and where you want to go. It's sort of like a compass. Think of it as a compass. I don't even think we really use compasses nowadays. No. Okay. So, rewind. Think of it as your GPS. It's going to help you get to where you're going. Sometimes your GPS, and I yell at Michelle all the time because sometimes she takes me around Robin Hood Barn, as my mom would say, but take me a little longer to get to where I know I could have gotten to quickly. But she had information, because she's a GPS, she's an eye in the sky. She had information that I did not have that allowed her or required her to take me a little bit further along a direction or a path that still got me to where I was going. But it was just, she took me a little bit longer. So having a GPS, having career advice, clarity and direction, maximizing opportunity. Career advice helps you with insights into your current trends, industry demands, and emerging opportunities. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And it is not until you have a conversation with someone that can help you maximize those opportunities. And that's what career advice does. It gives you information that you didn't have prior to and helps you to make a decision whether or not, with this information that you have currently, how should you act on it or what you should do with it. So it helps you maximize opportunities. Another thing career advice helps you to do is avoiding pitfalls and learning from the mistakes of others. Like, I'm here sharing with you weekly the things that I've experienced, things that I know my friends are experienced, things that people I've mentored have experienced, things that I've experienced as a mentee. And I think that's going to be my next episode. We're going to talk about mentors and mentees and how that is critical to your career success as well. Okay, I digress. So avoiding pitfalls. You learning from someone else's mistakes. And learning from someone else's mistakes can help you potentially remove roadblocks from what you're experiencing, from what your career. And one thing that I want to say that career advice helps you live forever, because you can share that advice with other people. So you getting career advice, you're taking career advice and you're sharing it with others, just helping everyone, not everyone, I hope everyone, but helping other people to avoid pitfalls. So those are the 3 reasons I feel career advice matters: clarity and direction, managing opportunities, and also avoiding pitfalls. So that's my weekly talk with you all, with Career Talk with Chelsea, with me, Chelsea. Did y'all say that with me? I just really, in my head, I hear everyone saying Chelsea. Well, at any rate, I hope y'all have an amazing rest of the week, and, be great, be good to others, and be good to yourself. Until next week, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.